MapReduce is the heavyweight for batch processing compute jobs. There are two primary parts of MapReduce, the mapper and the reducer. The mapper is meant to filter and transform data. It completes the initial data crunch to produce intermediate output files. These output files are then shuffled across the network to the reducer for the reduce phase. The reducer aggregates data. It receives intermediate data and then consolidates this data into a final output. MapReduce is written in Java, and most of the jobs for MapReduce are also written in Java. MapReduce comes with a very mature set of APIs that make writing MapReduce jobs easier. These APIs are grouped into two broad categories, the mapper class and the reducer class. The mapper classes are classes and interfaces to support the map side of the MapReduce process, while the reduce class are classes and interfaces to support the reduce side of the MapReduce process. Later, we will explore the jar files, packages, and classes of MapReduce in some detail. Let us take a high-level walkthrough of the MapReduce process running under the Yarn framework. The inputs to MapReduce are the data blocks of a very large HDFS file. Frequently, parts of the compute job is to pre-process this data by cleaning out dirty data and/or removing duplicates. This ensures the following phases of MapReduce run cleanly and with a much higher level of performance. During the map phase, a mapper is started within a container on each data node where data must be processed. Each mapper will read its assigned data blocks and then process those data blocks. This will be repeated for each mapper until all the map jobs have produced their local files. These local intermediate files are then submitted to the shuffle phase. The shuffle phase begins by moving all the files around the cluster using the local area network. If the job runs correctly, this should be the very first transfer of any data over the network. Then comes the reducer phase. This is where all the files are combined into a larger file and then sorted into a single answer. And then the very last phase is the creation of the output file. The file is assembled by the reducer and then stored onto HDFS. This is a high-level introduction to MapReduce, but it is worth your time to memorize this diagram and to be able to use it to explain the MapReduce process.